know. This is so fun.
I'm ready.
We'll start with an opening statement, and then we'll open it up for questions for Jeanette.
I don't think I've witnessed, definitely have not coached, but witnessed a more gutsy, gritty performance by not only an individual player in Lauren Krings, but this team. I mean, backs up against the wall, losing on Friday and having to win doubleheader yesterday, doubleheader today. I'm so proud. I'm proud of all the work that they put in to get to this point, but just the mental toughness to be able to overcome the adversity and just never quit, never gave in. And for Krings to do what she did in the last 2 days is just extremely impressive. And we're hosting Supers.
My team kept me going. I mean, I want to try and do everything I can for them. I want to be who they need me to be and just get us to where I know we belong, which is Supers and past that. So. It's okay. We're going to have 2 off days, right? Yeah. We're going to have 2 off days, so we're good. But, I mean, as far as you go, I'm ready to go. Doesn't matter.
What did the recovery efforts look like for you just over the last 48 hours? Last night, you ready for today, and even in the little bit of time between the games?
Last night, I don't know when we got done, I cannonballed at a cold tub. I sat in there for a little bit, and now I'm probably about to go do the same thing and just Mark Pro. Like, thank goodness for Mark Pro.
It looked like between games, Jabari came up and called the end, got there for a little bit, the other friends came up and called the end of it. Do you remember what you said? What it looked like before you started the conversation?
Yeah. It's just celebrate every pitch. Like at the beginning of the year, she brought back Clemson, and she said, let's celebrate every pitch and just work for each other and work for the people behind you and everyone on the team. So it's our motivation.
Madison, that moment, obviously, the big moment when you walk it off. Tell me what that's like for you when you ever keep running out and kind of brace you there.
Yeah, it was awesome. We talked about it in the locker room. It's no shocker. I've kind of struggled the past couple months, and I've been working with Jeff, working with Coach, working with Sarah, everyone I need to, and I feel like I just kind of got myself calmed down, got myself into a mindset where I was like, I'm not letting my team down. Like, Krings has worked her butt off this whole tournament, and it was just, I was going to do what I needed to do to help my team.
As an offense, what kind of motivation is when you see the performance Lauren is having?
Yeah.
Team strikeouts today.
Yeah.
To get that win for her in that game.
Oh my gosh, it's all you need to go up there. I mean, you just see your pitcher dominating, and it fires you up from the dugout, and so you just want to keep working as hard as you can so that, we didn't want her to throw 9 innings. We wanted to end it earlier, but she kept going to give us strength, and it's ended up working. Honestly, I'm a really big overthinker, so I just, I don't even think I had a thought going through my mind in that one. Like, I was just, it wasn't going to come down to, if I got out, the game wasn't over. I knew my team was going to have my back, and I was just going to put the best swing on a pitch that I could. With 2 strikes, I was going to foul off anything I needed to, and it ended up working. I didn't try and overswing it. I wasn't looking for a home run. I just wanted to get that run home, so it was just kind of doing what I needed to. It's been a really hard process. It's been, I've had to work on my mindset as much as I've had to work on my physical approach out there. It's working to make sure I'm not trying to talk myself out of the moment in my head. I'm not going to make the moment bigger than it needs to be in my head. I've been working a lot with Coach and with Sarah and just like Jeff, just talking through what I need to do in my headspace so that I can be in a moment like that.
I just know whatever happens, I'm going to give everything I have, and I know that our team's going to give everything they have, and it's just, you want to live to see another day. Simple as that.
For Madison, we talked about the walk-off a lot, but in that first game, Harris on first, you got one out, top of the seventh, no runs. Coach calls upon you. How important was it to be able to go out there and help your team in that way and finally get that hit that's been that?
Yeah, it was extremely important. I mean, it was just, I think I just did a great job of not letting the moment get to me. It's something, like I just talked about, it's something I've had to work on. And going up there, yesterday, when I got put in during the Indiana game, I was talking to coach and like my rhythm was great. I felt great during that game. Like I didn't even have a swing and I could tell I was just so on it. And so I think going into that game, not even swinging a bat the day before, just having those 4 pitches that I had seen really just helped me. And I knew I was going to get a pitch. I think I only had 1 strike on me and I was just going to take whatever pitch she gave me.
For Lauren, I talked to you about this earlier. You said that your favorite memory was the James Madison Super Regional, just the crowd of people around you finally made it back to that moment. What does that mean to you from that time as a freshman now as a senior?
It doesn't feel like it's been that long since we've been in a Super Regional, honestly. It felt like it was last year. But, I mean, with this team and this group of girls, it's going to feel so much more exciting, and just the energy and the atmosphere is going to be just so different, and I'm so excited to feel it.
Madison, how are you feeling about potential Super Regional here?
Oh, I'm so excited. Just told Lauren I turned 19 this week and we get to host a super. Like, what could you ask for? Like, more. Happy birthday.
Awesome. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you. Guys, what country are you from? Scotland. That's cool.
Go that way. Go to state.
Okay, what do you want to know?
Larissa, when you talk about the grit of this team, when you talk about winning 4 games to get and win this and then a home super regional, just speak about the grit and maybe what you said to them in the locker room after this one.
It's a never say die attitude. It was just fight for every single pitch and grind it out. Whatever happens, happens. Like, if we lost that game, I was proud either way. And the winning and losing doesn't dictate how I feel as a coach. It's the effort that they put in, and they were fierce competitors today. And there was a point, that first game was extremely hot. And there was a point in the 4th or 5th inning of this past game that you could just see the exhaustion was starting to set in, and Crenshaw's face was turning white, and I'm starting to get dizzy, and I go to our trainer, I'm like, if I go down, just get me off the field and put someone else over there. It's a tough environment to be able to compete in, and they didn't falter. I'm just so unbelievably proud of them, because this is one of the things that they set out to do from the beginning of the year, and really it dates back to May 25th last year and what they set out to do, and they've never wavered from it, and they just continue to work, and I'm just glad that they received the award of being able to host Super Regionals.
Can you talk about that moment for Madison, obviously, to come in and really be there for you guys when you needed it?
There's a lot that led up to it. I've been watching a lot more batting practice, and I've talked to Jeff a lot on how she's looking. She's a huge value to our program. She's someone that was starting early on in the year, and then Abby Hay got on fire, and you're just going to continue to ride that. And watching her in batting practice, she's been so close, and it's just, when is the right opportunity to be able to give her an at-bat? And she didn't waver, and she didn't give up, and she continued to work. And for her not to have an at-bat in 2 months and to come into a regional and have quality at-bats that she did just shows you how she just stayed and trusted the process.
Talk about resilient moments. What did you tell your team, going into the second inning of the first game after you guys what did you tell them to kind of keep them close, let them know they still had a chance to win?
The first game? The first game, I just told them to fight. Like, just keep fight. Fight as hard as you possibly can. Grind it out. We're going to win this game right now. And it's giving them the encouragement. They believe, but sometimes when they hear it from the head coach that you believe in them, it elevates the morale a little bit. And I had to do that in this last inning here. Just that the time is now. Let's not continue this game anymore. We're going to find a way to get them on. And, Alex obviously really came through with that home run. But it's the belief in the fight to figure out how to get it done.
When you hear the Alex home run, you hear the explosion from the crowd, did you feel like there was a click that kind of switched that you knew that maybe, okay, this is the moment that
it's the little things leading up to it. And Alex's previous at bat, I got in her face a little bit, and she doesn't like it. And hopefully she can hear me right outside the tent. Yep. But I said change the scouting report, because if you continue to do the same thing, the pitcher's going to keep throwing you the same way. So I just said change the scouting report, and she tried to bunt the first time. And that's changing the scouting report. So now they have to try to pitch you differently. And she made an unbelievable adjustment changing that scouting report. And it was the same thing going into this last inning. It was change the scouting report, do something different, so then she's not going to continue to get you out in the same way.
Whipping batters when, I'm sure her arm was feeling something by that stage of the game. What's it take to be able to do that?
I mean, strength and endurance are the two. I mean, we train for that, and it really starts in the fall. I think what really allowed her and gave her the opportunity to be able to do it today is that she has not been overthrown all year. When you look at pitchers at this level, and you look at the rest of our conference and then even around the country when they get into postseason, they're up around 175, some are even close to 200 innings. I think Lauren was maybe 115. So she hasn't been overworked all year long to get her to this point to be able to do what she did today. So I know she's healthy. She's strong as an ox, so her body's not going to break down. So it's just a matter of, does she have the endurance to be able to withstand the volume of numbers that she was throwing in the last 2 days.
When I talked to you earlier, you mentioned throughout her career, nagging injuries, working on building her internal strength. Would it be hyperbolic to say this is the strongest Lauren Green?
Oh, 100%, absolutely. Mentally and physically, and when you're physically in better shape, mentally you're a lot stronger. But I mean, it was her training that she's done all year long, and the recovery. I mean, the recovery's huge, because if she doesn't pay attention to the recovery and hydration and nutrition and sleep and all those things, she's not able to do what she just did in 2 games. Absolutely not. Like, you can't will yourself if you're not taking care of your body. Almost every inning. And every time someone was on base, I think I had 4 or 5 different pitchers in the bullpen ready to go. The plan was, and after game 1, we talked in the locker room, and my intention was to start Harrison. And Krings came up to me and said, I'm getting the ball again, right? And I'm like, okay, stubborn ox Krings wants the ball, so I'm going to give it to her, because that's how determined she was to take this. And she's like, I got more in the tank. Keep me in the circle. And Harrison was the emergency starter. So she was game ready at the start of the game in case Krings got into trouble. Because again, really hard to start and stop in that period of time. And then as Krings went deeper into the game, then I go to McCann. So Harrison would have been an early emergency relief, a piggyback relief. McCann then is the middle reliever, and Pinnell was ready to go. I had said to Molly Jacobson, our other pitching coach, I had said if we score in the bottom of the 6th, Pinnell's coming in, and Krings said, no, she's not. I'm finishing this game. So that's just the determination that she had to complete this game.
What was the decision made to start Griggs for game 1? When did you realize that?
This morning after I talked to her when I got here to the stadium to see how she felt and what recovery she was doing in the morning, how her body felt. So as soon as she was throwing in the bullpen, it was how you feel, and she looked really good. The ball was coming out of her hand really nice. She wasn't laboring. I get some velos in the bullpen to see is her velocity up there. The good thing about Krings is she doesn't take a long time to warm up. So she's not warming up for 30 minutes. She's probably only throwing about 18 to 22 pitches. So she doesn't overwork in the bullpen.
All right, 2 more questions for Coach.
Coach, you talk about the importance of everyone knowing their role. I mean, you go down the list, Madison Walker, Daniel Blackston, Addie Colmer, you threw a bunch of people in a bunch of different spots, and they all come up big for you. Just how important is it overall, top to bottom, when you look at this roster and how everyone kind of plays a piece in the success of Mizzou softball?
So over January, when we came back for preseason, and I'll get to your question, over preseason, as a team, we went and watched the movie Boys in the Boat. And it was about rowing in the right direction, and all the oars have to be moving in sequence. And it doesn't matter if you're in a boat with 6, 8, or 2, they have to be working in unison. And that's the same with a team. And if you don't have all 22 people on board working towards a common goal, and that common goal is to win. That's it. The common goal is to win. And if you're thinking about yourself and your stats and your playing time, your goal no longer is to win. So it's making sure that everybody understands their value that they have on this team, regardless if it's a pinch runner, a pinch hitter, a bullpen catcher, the seventh pitcher in our staff, they still have value, and we honor that value. So then when we're in the locker room praising one another, it's picking the change-ups. So when our bullpen picks a change-up and our hitters capitalize on it, they had value to the success of that team. So that's where everyone is in the game on every single moment because they never know when they're going to be called upon.
So when you talk
This team is going to a super regional.
Start your question again?
What would the significance of getting this specific team to this regional when it all go wrong?
Because they've done everything right. Like, you can have talented teams that hate one another. But when you have a group of young women that do everything right all the time and everything I ask, and I don't have to go to practice, and I don't have to motivate, and I don't have to discipline them, and I don't have to have incentives for them to do the right thing, they do it because they want to do it and they want to be successful. So it's like, and this is where I ran into problems as a manager early on in this regional because I was trying to create something that wasn't there by sending runners when I shouldn't have because I wanted it so bad for them because they deserve it. So then I had to sit back and let the game come to me a little bit better. But when you have players that do everything they possibly can to be successful, you really, really want to see them reap the benefit and the awards and the reward of all their hard work. Natalie, you had a question?
I did. You know, just the significance of hosting a super regional. Obviously, you guys have been here before, but you know, maybe your memories of the last one and how big is this one for your group?
And I said to the seniors, they put their year up on the board, up on the outfield wall, and that's what we talk about within our program and the traditions and the legacies that they leave. And they put 2024 under regionals, and now they have 2024 under supers. So, you know, going into a super regional, different atmosphere, different results are at stake. Obviously, you win it, you're going to the College World Series, but you're also playing one game a day, and we're only worried about one opponent. So it's like going into an SEC weekend. So, I mean, it's great. It's great that we get to host it. We get to do it in front of our home crowd. I'm extremely proud of our players because this is something that they set out to do from day one.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.